Greetings everyone and welcome to question number 28 of YÖS examination geometry section. In this question, as you can see, we are dealing with coordinate plane and a circle within the coordinate plane. We are as the value of A. How do we get to the value of A? We first have to find the radius. After we find the radius, we have to find the coordinates of the center of the circle, and after that, using the formula for radius, we will be able to find the value of A. So what is radius in this case? As you can see, the radius is equal to 3 because we are given from the point in the y-axis. Now, as we found the radius, now it's very easy to find coordinates of the center of the circle, which are 2 and 3. The point on the x-axis and the point on the y-axis, which are 2, 3. Now, what is the formula for radius? The formula for radius is radius squared, which is equal to x minus. So we have 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared. Now we have 3 squared, which is equal, because radius is 3, which is equal to x. What is the point? The point on the x-axis is 0, so we have 0 minus 2 squared plus, what is y? Y is the a, so a minus 3 squared. We have 9, which is equal to 0 minus 2 is minus 2, minus 2 to the power of 2 is 4, plus a minus 3 square. So we have a minus 3 square, which is equal to 9 minus 4 is 5. So we take the square root for both sides. So we have this cancels with this. But one thing you have to remember, please don't forget the rule: if we have the square root of x squared, always x will come out as the absolute value of x. So we have absolute value of a minus 3, which is equal to square root of 5. So we have to consider the value as a positive and negative within the absolute value. So a is equal to square root of 5 plus minus 3. And this is the right answer for this question. Greetings everyone and welcome to question number 29. In this question, as you can see, we will be dealing with cylinders. What do we have? We have volume of cylinder 1 is equal to the volume of cylinder 2. So this volume is equal to this volume, and we have 3r1, which is equal to 2r2, and we are asked height of cylinder 1 over height of cylinder 2. Now, what do we do here? The key term here is that volume 1 is equal to volume 2. That basically solves everything out. Why? All we have to do now is just make sure that this equation, we bring it into the same level. Now, instead of R1, I'm going to name this as 2x, and R2, in order for them to be equal, I'm going to make it 3x. Why? Because as you see, we have 3 times 2x is equal to 6x, and 6x is equal to 6x as well. So, how do we find the height of the height 1 over height 2? What is the formula for volume? The formula is equal to PR squared times height. Now, we have V1, which is equal to PR squared times height. So we have P times, what is R squared? Now we made R1 equal to 2x, so we have 2x squared times height 1. And we have volume 2, which is equal to P times 3x squared times height 2. Now we are asked the value of height 1 over height 2. All we have to do is just make this one over this one. So this volume over this volume. So we volume 1 over volume 2, as you can see, they are equal to each other. So this will give us 1. So what do we have here? We have P times 2x squared is 4x squared times height 1. We have P times 3x squared is 9x squared times height 2. So p's cancel each other, x squared and x squared cancel each other. So what do we have here? We have 1, which is equal to 4 times height 1 over 9 times height 2. And as soon as we cross multiply, we see that height 1 over height 2 is equal to 9 over 4. And this is the right answer for this question. Greetings everyone and welcome to question number 30. In this question, as you can see, we are dealing with a cone. So we have the radius of the big cone, which is equal to 5 centimeters. We have the radius of the small cone, which is equal to 2 centimeters. We have the height of the total cone of the big cone, which is equal to 10 centimeters. And we are asked the volume of only this part of the cone. So how do we get to the value to the value of only this part of the cone? Is by calculating the volume of the whole cone, and after that subtracting the volume of only the small cone, and by doing so we will get the value of only this part of the cone. But first, what do we need? The first thing that we need is to find the height of the small cone. So we need h2, and I'm going to call this as h1. How do we find that? We have to use the ratio here. We use the ratio, which is h1 over h2, which is equal to r1 over r2. By finding this ratio, we will be able to find the value of h2. So we have h1 is equal to 10 over h2, which is equal to r1 is 5, r2 is 2. So we cross multiply, and the value of the height of the small cone is equal to 2 times 10 is 20 over 5 is 4. So we found the height of the small cone, which is equal to 4. Now what do? As I said, we subtract. We have the volume of the big cone minus the volume of only this part of the cone. So what is the formula for the cone? Is equal to p r1 squared times height 1 over 3. This is the formula to find the volume of the cone. So this is for the big cone minus the volume of the small cone. So we have p r2 squared times height 2 over 3. So what do we have here? P times, we have 5 squared times 10 over 3 minus p times r2 is 2 centimeters, so it's 2 squared times 4 over 3. So we have 5 squared is 25 times 10 is 250p over 3 minus 2 squared is 4 times 4 is 16p over 3. So they have the same denominator, so we leave 3. 250p minus 16p, that will be equal to 234p over 3, and that is equal to 78p.